Hello everyone, welcome back. Right, I'm out in the woods again. I'm just keeping an eye on this microphone level because I've got a plastic bag over the camera at the minute, because it has been torrential down here, lots of flooding. If anybody's wondering when it is, it's when the snow was supposed to arrive again. My plans were to go up to Scotland. That didn't happen because the dates that I chose to go up there, the weather forecast shifted. So this is plan B, and why I'm out here and probably what's going to be one of the wettest days of February. Technically there should be snow, but it's not. It's that mizzly type rain, and the wood which I'm in is really damp. I mean, soakingly damp. It's taken me a little while to find a nice not flat, but sort of semi-decent piece of ground. Right, the tent that I've got out with me today is the Voldemort tent, as I like to call it, the tent that should not be named. That's the Asta Gear Yun Chuan 2-person 4 seasons tent. Now, I leave the tent out from, well, it's going to rain from about 5 o'clock through to 12 o'clock tomorrow, midday. And this will test, one, the seam sealing if we've done it correctly, and I want to look to see how much the saturation point on the actual tent makes it sag. A lot of people have said that they do sort of droop slightly. My concern has always been the roof between the poles. It does bow an awful lot. So it's a very good time to see if it can put up with UK weather, specifically wet weather, and hopefully if it comes out all singing, all dancing, that tent will be going with me in Scotland when I go for my next little wander. And when I say wander, it's going to be about 5 weeks long of a wander, but more details of that to come. Right, so I'm going to get pitched up and then get a cup of tea on. Right, a wee bit of schoolboy error. I put the ground sheet out, but actually, as I keep saying, this tent I think is going to be a good tarp tent. It sort of doubles up. So I've spun it back round. You can see. Yes, I put the ground sheet down, and obviously the rain soaked it. So I've just turned it round. Now I'll just go and get the inner in, but I actually think it will, instead of a tarp, have this, because you can just throw it up. I mean, it literally takes minutes now once you're used to it. 4 corners pegged in and put your poles in. Try and put them up straight. Right, let's get the inner in. Well, that's about 2 hours of rain so far, and it is literally falling straight down. I have to fix this corner here. I've got a hairband there that I can tie those two bits together, so it's more like this side where you've got more room. Apologies with this camera steaming up. It's as I said, it's very humid in here. Keep the wipe in the front of it. Well, condensation. Come on, focus in. There we are. Yeah, so this is the only downside to it. When you're in your corner, it's this bit here that's like hanging down. To try and fix that, but so far no leaks. Look up there. That's where it's going to be the issue, is where it's actually touching the seam of the tent. So if I haven't seam sealed that properly, that's going to get wet. Oh dear, how bad is it? Oh, that's so steamed up. Yeah, that's better, I think. Yeah, that'll do it. Right. I think we've got a cup of tea on. You see there I've got the non-stick pan for the Trangia, because to be quite honest with you, the aluminium one is an absolute nightmare to clean. But tonight it was peanut butter noodles with lardons. It should really be pork, but time to cook pork will be a wee bit too long, so went for the lardons this time. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's really nice. So that's about 3 hours of rain so far. Just check this Trangia. Try and snuff it out actually. Yeah, so the porch in this is big enough. Open the zip up and put a stick in between it just to give it a bit of ventilation when you're using the old Trangia. It's never a good thing to have fumes inside your tent. Yeah, so the rain not letting up, as you can hear. It's still going on. Oh, really nice. Right, lovely that. Yeah, so that's just, I think, soya sauce, the old chilli sauce, the one that's quite sugary, sweet chilli sauce, sorry. I didn't have any rice wine, so I just used cider vinegar in it, which again was quite nice. You know, peanut butter and the lardons. Put garlic and stuff like that in. I've got the garlic, forgot to bring a knife. That's why the spring onions look absolutely butchered, because we've cut them with a wooden knife. Yeah, my little light, I'll just show you what we've done here with the light. So, yeah, anybody that's got the old Flextail sort of light here, you probably noticed that you get quite a bit of light off it. So what I've done, I've modified the end of it slightly by using this, which is like a silicone mould. So instead of just a straight down light, you're going to try and nearly get 360 light going round it. So pop this back on and it fits perfectly. So it softens the light as well, especially when you're using cameras and stuff, but you get a lot more light. I can see the roof and stuff like that, so it projects it all out. Yeah, you can get these off these little silicone moulds there, off it's Etsy or Temu or something. Doesn't matter, I will stick the link down below. Didn't cost that much, but works brilliant, and it's got little legs on it, so it will set up like a table lamp. Yeah, just thought if I had a little light modifier on it, get a bit more light, and it does. It really does work. I'll leave it up there. Yeah, so doing not bad then with the tent. That's a good few hours, no leaks whatsoever. Yeah, no leaks. There is a fair bit of condensation, but the ground is sodden, so I wouldn't expect anything less than having some condensation in the place. Right, I'm going to have this. I'll clear up the mess and do the washing and stuff like that. And then I'll check in later on. Just a quick update on that. Yeah, I've just had to lower the inner. It was a massive big drop of water, condensation wise. Doesn't help with cooking in it, but yeah, so I've dropped that down a wee bit. That's why my head's hitting off it. Yeah, exactly the same as the Lanshan too, just condensation, but this this will test it because the ground is sodden, absolutely sodden. So yeah, so in rainy, really rainy conditions, you need to keep the inner low. It's a bit of a pain because when you do drop it, you lose quite a bit. Not quite a bit of space, but you've got the inner touching everything you've got on the floor. But as long as there's no water touches in it, it should be alright. I hope you can hear me over the rain. It's now, yeah, it's about 10 minutes to 8. The rain's to go off for an hour at 9. I'm not going to hold out for that, but if it does, I'm just going to go out and check round the tent and make sure that there's no little streams running into it. You know what it's like when there's leaves over the ground, you don't know what's underneath it. Yeah, so hopefully that'll stop for an hour and I'll go out and have a wee look. It's then to come back on at 10. It's amazing how it's always bang on 10. But yeah, it's coming back on at 10 and then it's going to rain all the way to 6 in the morning. What I'll do then is I'll pop out and as soon as I wake up, I'll get dressed and go around and I'll video what the tent looks like so we can see if it's sagging with the saturation level it's going to get. Obviously it's quite a bit it's going to get today. Yeah, so I'm going to do that, just see what it's like in the morning. I'm not going to adjust it. I won't say like, oh, it's fantastic, if it's sagged, it's sagged. We'll definitely show that. I don't see any problem with one night of torrential rain, but if you're camping for a couple of nights, yeah, it could be a bit of an issue. Because obviously if you're doing a multi-day hike, you're packing it up every day. So I don't see where the issue is with it sagging. Definitely the apex of the roof, where you have the two poles and then it sags down there, the condensation have been running down from both poles and meeting, and where they meet it's been dropping down inside, but it's nothing any worse than you would get for the Lanshan 2 for instance. You get the same amount of condensation through that at times. Apart from that, yeah, not doing too bad at the minute, not doing too bad at all. It's still dry, still a bit, you know, it's a four seasons inner, but it's all mesh at the top, so sort of defeats the purpose. But the actual sides are quite high, and I'm in my, I'll just get this on, and I'm not cold at all. It's about 10 degrees outside, according to the weather forecast. Yeah, so I'm going to sit. Oh, there's another drip. Definitely dripping off the apex when it meets. Same point, and it's coming down. Yeah, I can actually see it. It's just, yeah, it's basically running down through both poles into the centre. Right, so I'm going to have some port, a special reserve port this time, Coburn's, and scampi fries. Yeah, so I'm going to have that. Going to chill out a little bit, see if we can watch a wee bit of YouTube, check in on the old Facebook page. I'm back onto Facebook. I dropped it a few years ago to stop using it completely, but there's some good UK camping, wild camping and hiking sites on there. Some terrible ones, but the one that I'm on just now, yeah, it's pretty good. People are very helpful on it. I don't know how long it's been going. I think there's 34,000 people on it, but it's pretty good. I went on the other ones, which, yeah, no, there was very little interaction on the other ones that are out there. Some of the major ones have got over 100,000 followers, so yeah, there wasn't much going on then, but this one seems to be really good for now. So I'll go and check out what's happening on there, maybe post some pictures of what I'm doing here tonight, see what sort of questions I'll get. Yeah, so other than that, if I do have a disaster through the night, then you'll hear from me. If not, I shall see you in the morning. Yeah, I think this is more than condensation. This is water getting in. Not a great issue. I'm on this and everything down that end doesn't need to be waterproof. Yeah. So I think the safest thing will be, once I get it dried now, is to redo that seam outside and inside, just to be sure. Just checked, the tent is absolutely soaking with condensation. So I'm thinking it is just condensation. It would be more water than that if it was rain. Well, I'm hoping. It doesn't seem to be dying down. It's getting really bad out there. But I'm quite happy that we're going to stay dry. Time will tell. Yeah, just a wee bit of water. Better go and have a look at this. Make sure there's nothing else running underneath the tent. Well, gives you an idea. This was empty yesterday. And that is how much it's filled up with water, which is not fantastic. And obviously when it's been filling up, it's been running down here towards the tent, and then obviously you've got a slight bit of water here that's came all the way down to the tent. See with the pegs where I pitched it yesterday afternoon. They're still in situ, I haven't moved them. Unfortunately there is I've got a stream. Right, so sagging wise, you see all these little creases. If you imagine it's like your hands when you get wet, you can just see it all starting to appear on the tent, where it's getting a bit saturated. Down here you can see it a lot clearer down the bottom. Now I haven't adjusted any of the guy lines on this. This is exactly how I pitched it yesterday. Again, you can just see the little ripples there also. Roof wise, yeah, a few lines. Let's see how much this camera, how much she's sagged by. So that's me put, not that much at all. Actually say it's actually sagged a lot. You see the little ripples. You can just see signs that the material, you can see it fluttering there in the wind. And if you were staying here for another day, well, you'd have to be mad because you're in a stream. Yeah, so that's coming all the way down here. If you imagine this part here, this bit here is where the porch area is, from this peg to here. That's just water running through here. Again, underneath where I was sleeping last night, you can see it's still a bit of water coming through that as well. This part here, not too bad, not as bad as, but still quite a bit of water content. Right, let's have a look inside. Right, if you look under here, that was the ground sheet we put down. That's probably given it a bit more protection, or a bit of protection, but the water's probably just run straight through that. I'll show you. That's just a sponge. It's just full of water. So I think it did not bad. It did no bad at all. That's the downside of the thermarest, it's not wet, so nothing's came through there. Bearing in mind I have got another ground sheet in there as well, but the water's just ran straight through that, I believe. If we look up into here, there's your inner there, that's where you can adjust it, and that's the gap between, so that line that runs down there is where the water from the apexes or the condensation runs down. In fact, you can see it there. I don't know if you can see it there actually, but you can see there is little beads running down. Yeah, so it held up not too bad. The bit in the middle here, that's where the water was dripping most of the night, just in the centre there where the beads met. But the condensation wise in here, you can see where all the bags are. Yeah, it's not great. And that bit of water that's over there, yeah, that was me, because I put my waterproof on this pad. Yeah, so that bit of water there was caused by me doing that, because I brought it in once I realised that I'd pitched in a stream. Yeah, the pitching at the back here, this could actually do with moving more to this side. There's a lot of space there. Again, this side, not so much there. On the other side, yeah, you can see that the inner, it's not wet. Not one bit of it is wet, which is quite remarkable considering. Well, it survived. It survived the night. As you've probably seen in the video, there was a lot of rain last night. A hang of a lot of rain. I'm not too sure what it was, but I will check when I go back how much rainfall we had, and I'll pop it on the screen now. Yeah, how did the Yunchuan 2 do in the weather conditions? I think it performed okay. Quite surprising actually. Did it sag? There is definitely a bit of sagging on there. The material, you can see it's a bit saturated. That's when it goes like your skin when it goes all wrinkly. When there's too much water, you can see that is starting to happen. I haven't adjusted any of the guy ropes or anything like that. I haven't moved the tent from last night's pitch. The bathtub really surprised me with the amount of water that was actually driving underneath it. Bear in mind that the piece of ground that I stopped on had actually turned into a little stream due to a wee bit of flooding. What was the area like round it? Drenched, absolutely drenched. Inside, the condensation issue, yeah, there was still drips going down, not as bad through the night. You could just get the odd little broken down sort of spray of water as it comes through the mesh, but it did actually did have a bit of condensation dripping. Inside the tent just now, it is absolutely stuffed full of condensation. I think we've got about 45 minutes of a break in the window of rain. I'm going to open the doors out to see if I can get rid of some of that. All in all, I think it performed really well. So it looks like we were actually sleeping on a puddle last night. Yeah, it's a bit. Let's see it a bit better. Yeah. So we had a bit of a little swimming pool going on in here. So the best place to probably sleep last night was over this side. But yeah, you can see the ground sheet's absolutely soaking. But this is what I'm saying about it being a shelter, a good enough shelter just to get out of the weather. So I'm packed, everyone's away in there, everyone's still dry. I've got all this space. Obviously, having a puddle of water in the middle of you. It's actually, is that running? Yeah, it's running, you can see it moving. Little particles going down, and it's going down there. So you can safely say that was a bit of a test for it last night. You can see, I don't know if you can see there the condensation on it there. But it is absolutely chucking it down again. Right, finish getting packing, and then I'll get this tent down and then head back to the car. Right, that's us all done now. I think we can thoroughly say that the Yun Chuan 2 tent has been put through its paces when it comes to rain. Now, we've been out here for 24 hours and we experienced 18 hours of rain in that 24-hour period. To say it got a wee bit soaked, yeah, is an understatement. What surprised me the most about it was the amount of water that was underneath the bathtub, and there was no ingress of water on the bathtub, which pleasantly surprised with that. And the outer shell, until I reseal it again and take it out in the rain, I'm not going to go on 100% that it was just condensation that was leaking or coming in through the tent. I think it was condensation, but I'm not going to put my hand up and say yes, the seam sealing we did was bang on. So I'm going to redo that central ridge between the two apexes again with seam seal. Yep, pleasantly surprised with it. I think it was £163 I paid for it all in to get it into the UK. I think it did really well, in which is probably conditions that you wouldn't really go out in. You would go and find some other form of shelter. But yes, I am pleasantly surprised that it has stood up to 17-18 hours of rain. Really surprised with it. Right, I'm going to head off back to the car now and get this wet kit off, and then head back home and start drying out my kit. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do next video. Haven't really thought about it yet. Glad I've got this one out of the way, because getting at my age and getting a wee bit damp ain't that great for the old health. So I'm going to head back now. So thank you very much everybody for subscribing, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you probably again next week. Take care everyone.